What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Highland Brewery. We're playing the shorts on the front nine for another putter review, and this is a disc that is traditionally one of the most popular putters in the sport of disc golf, and somehow I've seemed to overlook it and have not really done a putter review on that disc yet. So that is the Arrow, or not the Arrow, the Aviar. This is the Aviar. This is in halo plastic, so it's probably not the one that you're probably putting with. It's gonna be more of a throwing putter. I didn't buy it, somebody gave it to me to do this video for, so we're doing that. This Aviar, it's the traditional 2301. It's gonna have a nice soft sloping shoulder, something a little bit on the deeper side, but something easy to hold on to. Shaped fairly similar to most catch discs, with just a little bit wider of a rim. So it's most people's go-to, especially in the southeast, or on the east coast, or on the west coast, where Innova has a very strong presence. The Aviar is one of the go-tos for most people. That being said, we're gonna toss it off today and see how it handles for me. I typically tend to prefer the P2 because of the shoulder, but that's just me. Now, the main reason that I choose P2 over the Aviar is for this cross-section profile. See how this one is much more rounded over towards the edge, and it starts sloping about here, whereas the P2 is very slowly sloping, and then it really, the shoulder just carries further to the edge. So this one, while it's great and it's a very consistent, reliable putter, for me, I like the slightly higher shoulder. This reminds me too much of a catch disc because it's a little bit harder in my putting form. And if I'm gonna putt with a putter, I might as well throw the putter, so sticking with the P2. Hole number one, 216 feet. It's right down there at the bottom of the hill. It's gonna be a basically flat, maybe a slight bit of anhyzer on the shot. These tend to be a touch straighter than the P2s, and so maybe just flat. Well, looks like I might have thrown on a touch of hyzer. Something about that shoulder doesn't quite agree with me. Hole number two is 285 feet. Very softly pushing hyzer. So this actually might be a good shot for it, or a good disc for it. Stayed up on the top of the ridge, not exactly the best shot. It held the hyzer, so it didn't turn, it didn't flip up, it just held the hyzer. So the Aviar is one of the more neutral putters that you're gonna find. And for somebody that switched from Ultimate, you might be thinking, why did you not like the Aviar? Because it's very similar to an Ultra Star. Yes it is. But the first disc golf putter I ever received, and that I never had money to replace, that I putted with for about 15 years, was a Polecat. And the Polecat has a very sharp shoulder as far as disc golf discs go. And I can never quite get over the slopey rim of the Aviar. It's a great disc, great for throwing. But as far as mold minimalization, let me stick with my P2s. And yes, I know that I'm putting with the Halo Aviar premium plastic. I can putt better with premium plastic than I can throw base plastic, so I'm not going to complain about that. Now, the Aviar loves to hold the line you throw it on. That being said, Because of that, I'm going to throw the backhand hyzer on this 190-foot par 3. Hole number 3. And hopefully it should hold the hyzer, and as long as I don't throw it too steep, it should hold it all the way around the bend. Pretty much exactly what I was expecting. Hole 4, 270, it's at the top of that ridge. Soft hyzer, but this time we're actually gonna have to throw it a little bit. That's not good. Hole 5, 230 feet. Soft backhand hyzer, or backhand and hyzer around to the right. So put it up on there, put it up there on some angle, and it should hold. It's not as overstable as the Sky God 4, but when you throw it nose up on anhyzer, it will kind of, it's gonna be more like a flex, a little bit less of a turnover. I needed that. A lot more choppy style anhyzer, a lot more of a steep angle, or it's gonna do what it just did and fade it out. Easy par. Hole number 6, 187 feet. You can see the basket. I think I'm gonna try the backhand turnover, but put it nose up and almost air bouncy, so hopefully gives it enough time to swing back to the right. Or back. Kind of like that, but if that was a Sky God 4, that would have been under the bucket. Well, that's par. Hole 7's 264, straight and then left. It's another par. Why can't I get more birdies? Hole 8, about 200 feet. Just right there. You just have to throw the straight shot, which I've been having trouble throwing this as a straight shot. Oh, that might be better. It's like 15 long. There we go. 2 down. Hopefully we don't mess up hole 9. Now for the reason that I've already said, or the multiple reasons I've already said why the Aviar is not currently in my bag and why I'm throwing the P2, for the same exact reasons the P2 is staying in my bag, the Aviar hasn't shown me that it's something I necessarily need, because I already have putters that do this. I have putters that hold straight. I have putters that hold the hyzer, but I also have the exact same putter, and if I throw it a little bit differently, it's going to be more overstable, whereas this just doesn't have that finish. It doesn't have quite as much of that end of flight stability that I get from the P2, and that's why the Aviar, while it's a great putter, and for most people it might be their favorite throwing putter, the Aviar, it's just too neutral for me. I need something that's a little bit more overstable, that in different plastic it flies straighter, but the Aviar doesn't really get more overstable. This is Halo, traditionally one of the most overstable plastics that Innova makes, and it is flying as straight, if not less stable, than my Super Beat Sky God 4. So that's why Aviar, really not the disc for me, might be the disc for you, and if you enjoy the Aviar, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. Enjoy to throw what you like to throw. It's just, it doesn't work for me. Hole number 9, 203 feet. It's going to be a backhand turnover, and hopefully this time I can actually get the angle right, and it can hold the turn up to the right. It's too neutral to fade, and it's too stable to turn for my throw. It doesn't work for me. Don't know what to tell you. It just doesn't work for me. It's a great putter. But it's just a very mid putter. It's not amazing and it's not bad. It's just kind of good. Can you tell I don't really like the Aviar that much? Well, I guess that's gonna wrap it up. It scored 2 down still. Didn't have a single bogey, which is better than I can say for some putters. But it only had 2 birdies, which is just kind of, it's okay. If you want an Aviar, definitely go pick up an Aviar. They don't work for me. They're great discs, but I don't know what else to say. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like the video. If you want to see something new, make sure to comment on that down below. And make sure to subscribe. Helps you out with all the special giveaways for all these subscribers. Until next time, I'll see you out on the course.